What Your God Pick Says About You, Assassin Edition.
Arachne.
You're a bit of a scary person because you actually like spiders. I'm not quite sure if I would want to meet you in real life. You used to be very underground in playing the god that no one plays, but then you kinda became more of a meta leech and played the god that everyone was playing. Did you know that you're actually still playing a very high tier god? You love nothing more than an uncoordinated team that you can just pop stomp over. You hate nothing more than anti-heal, sprint, upgraded shell, winged blade, beats and Magi's Blessing. Is there anything you don't have a problem with? If the game goes well enough for you, you basically forget that your old button even exists. After all, you have to keep it as an escape, just in case.
A Wheelix.
What have you become? What have I become? From being that pub stomping, early game, interesting god to I don't even know what. One thing's for sure, you like unique mechanics. Your favorite thing is pulling enemies back when they just thought they escaped with their leap. You probably also enjoy taking candy from kids, or kids from candies, depending on who you ask. You have a deep hatred for anyone who plays Ares, Arthur or Poseidon, and you have an undying love for anyone playing Neath on the enemy team. If you pull an enemy from a short leap like the one that Discardia has or a short knockup like Apollo's Dash, then you will brag about it for the next 2 games. Or days. Be honest here. Do you play Duel? Because then you're scum, but so am I, so I can't blame you. For some reason, you're always the one getting slack for being the hold left mouse god. It's as if Freya, Ram or Kali don't even exist. You're also playing one of the few gods that can still split push somewhat decently, and you sure like to abuse the hell out of that in every game mode where it's applicable at all.
Bastet.
Are we talking about you yet? Admit it, you're just waiting for that upcoming rework anyways. I don't really know what you're up to these days now that your split push potential is gone. You used to be all about that specifically, playing your own game not by anyone's rules. So you're not really much of a team player and you prefer AI controlled characters doing the work for you. How exciting and interactive. You're definitely a dedicated person if you're still playing Bastet regularly at this point. The big question is why? I can just repeat myself here. You're definitely waiting for Season 7. Or maybe you just really like cats.
Camazotz.
Can we even call you an assassin? Build tank items, you played in solo, and at this point you're pretty much a warrior. If you're playing Camazotz as an assassin, you're definitely among the more unique players out there. You're pretty edgy as well. It's kind of hard to say what you'll be in the future because your god is about to receive a massive buff, which, at the point of making this video, will come out tomorrow. So this change will drastically change your god's playstyle and maybe even what type of player would pick up this god in the first place. What will remain safe to say about you in any case is that you really enjoy annoying teammates with an incomprehensible voice pack.
Dodgy.
Oh, a bit of a kinky one, are we? You actually want to play Ares, but maybe you prefer assassins, or more likely you just prefer women in skimpy outfits and that's how you ended up with Dodgy. Your main question with every new god release is, will their ultimate have CC immunity? And if the answer is yes, then you hate them. Beats suck, but Magi's Cloak is the enemy. If Smite stopped existing tomorrow, that wouldn't be an issue for you. You'll find plenty of entertainment in the local S&M studio. You're old school. Maybe a bit too old school. You do realize that there were quite a few god releases recently, right? It was already played out last time I said it, but now the next god meme is really dead. You're a wild card. Could be jungle, solo, support, really anywhere. There's a 50% higher chance of you owning a dog compared to any other god main. There's a 1 in 10 chance that you actually named your dog Fenrir. Putting that all together, there's a good chance that you're a person stuck in the old times who bought a dog in hopes of appearing more interesting, but then ended up naming the dog Fenrir. Okay, I'm kidding. Am I though?
Boombots.
Okay, I am biased with this one. You love to have fun and go a little wild, a little bananas even. You love your friends, maybe even your enemies. And your goal in every game is therefore to have a massive party with all your friends and enemies and make everyone dance at the end of the game. If that means sacrificing solo kill potential, early game pressure, and having to play every game with Relic Dagger, that's okay, as long as there's a party.
Kali.
This game is 9v1. Your marked target is your enemy, your enemies are your enemies, your allies are your enemies because they might kill your target. You're egoistical, yeah, so what? Not like anyone else is gonna do the work. You also like to gamble. Every game there's a chance you'll almost solo the entire enemy team. There's also a good chance that you're gonna get punished for picking Kali from minute 0 and spend the rest of the game being frustrated at everyone. That's a very dangerous combination of personality traits if you ask me. Have you considered seeing a therapist? Also, in your opinion, Kumbhakana should be illegal.
Loki.
You're edgy, but the type of edgy person who thinks that Avenged Sevenfold is the heaviest band on the planet. Depending on which game mode you play, you may be one of the most dedicated people if you're playing him in Conquest. Or you may be one of the most boring people if you're playing him in Arena. Despite regularly playing Loki, you either love Loki's current kit or you hate it. No in between. In your eyes, everyone else can't really play Loki. You're the only one who fully understands him and has mastered him.
Mercury.
You're one of the few people who are actually excited for the first version of the Sonic movie. You're also excited for the new version as long as Sonic gotta go fast. While no jungler likes seeing their speed buff invaded, you consider it a war crime. Unless it's the enemy speed buff, that one basically belongs to you anyways. The biggest struggle you have every morning is deciding which shoes you're going to wear. If Smite stopped existing tomorrow, you'd be driving race cars while being on speed and simultaneously watching One Punch Man. So it's probably for the best that Smite is still around. You have seen so many boy or girl memes that you get PTSD when starting a new Pokemon game and getting to the part where you have to choose your character. If you ever don't get your god, you play Kumbhakana support. If you don't get that, you play Heimdall in any other role. In your nightmares, you land perfect 360 blink ults just to have the whole enemy team collapse on you after, while your own team watches and laughs at you. You're convinced that Naja is playable in literally every single role in the game and nothing will stop you from proving it.
Nemesis.
Remember how I mentioned all the things Arachne hates? You hate some of them too, but you really hate Sprint. Lucky for you, plenty of people often forget how much you really hate it. You enjoy playing a god that regularly shifts their entire identity and playstyle. You live for reflecting a big mage ult right back at them. In fact, that may be the main reason why you still play Nemesis in the first place. But I gotta give props to you for playing the assassin that's currently statistically the worst across all ranks. Worse than Loki even. That takes some dedication.
Pele.
There's a good chance you have a bubbly personality to go along with this character. There's also a good chance when you run into people by accident you yell, "Kill Hero's Fury!" You like to abuse the meta and you fear the day when Pele will actually see any serious nerfs. You have a thing for women with ombre hair. Or you are a woman with ombre hair.
Tusker.
Until recently I would have said you like to be Thor but a bit more OP. But now, well, how the tables turn. You probably have a thing for cute things. There's not all too much to say about you because there isn't much to say about your god. It's just basic and generic. That might be saying something about you as well. However, as the Akon variations are returning next year, your god will become a lot more interesting and versatile. Does that say something about you as well?
Rather.
You're either a solo main that wandered into jungle with his favorite god, or somebody who enjoyed playing jungle with warriors from the start. You watch either Dragon Ball Z, JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, or One Punch Man, or all three of them. Juking critical abilities with your 2 gives you an instant testosterone boost, which you use to hammer out some quick reps on the bench press right next to your desk. You deserved Yang, you really did. I know as tough as you like to act, you really needed to hear that.
Serqet.
People think you're really skilled for playing this god. But in reality, you just hate basic attack cancels, so you'd rather press 214 over and over and over. You also actually hate playing assassins, that's why you're playing Serqet and half of your build are just tank items. Doesn't matter when you do true damage anyways. You have never actually used the stealth mechanic of your 3 for a meaningful play, yet you keep expecting it to happen. Much like everyone else expects to finally see a meta where your god isn't that impactful. They've been waiting for years, and so have you. Also, I hate to tell you this, but escaping from enemies as Serqet isn't actually that impressive.
Set your ruler.
It's very hard to say what you are. You could be a solo laner, an ADC, a mid laner, maybe even a jungler. You could also be playing Set as a true assassin or as a bruiser, warrior style. You could be really good at Set or really bad, probably nothing in between. I could make many jokes here, but playing Set isn't funny. It's serious work and I can respect that. Not you, people who play Set in duel.
Susano.
You're probably teamed up with an e-girl Aphrodite. If not, there's a solid chance you consider fedoras and neckbeards fashionable. You've always been that way and that used to be okay. People used to just laugh at you. But lately everyone hates you because your god is so favored in the meta. In response, you post edgy Smite memes and laugh it off. But what no one knows is how deep down this really hurts you and you wish Susano would be out of the meta so everyone would go back to hating Loki so that you can focus on mastering the perfect attack cancel and posting videos of that nobody cares about all over social media.
Thanatos.
You're essentially Susano's twin brother, but there's a key difference. Instead of looking for a challenge when it comes to your enemies and mechanics, you just really like to pop stomp new or low level players. Look, I understand the bullying has gotten to you, but it's your turn to break the cycle. Alternatively, you might just be a Ruby fan. Welcome to Smite, I hope you expand your repertoire of gods soon. Congratulations, you have watched the Marvel movies. Yes, I enjoyed them too, but can you please stop talking about them? Yes, we know that you've played the game since Season 0 and you already knew what an attack cancel was back then. Nobody cares. No, your god is not balanced and hasn't been for half a season. No matter what you keep trying to tell us while winning solo lane matchups against gods that were actually designed for that lane. And that's it for the assassins. If you want to see the other upcoming videos of what your god pick says about you, then feel free to click the sub button and maybe the bell so you will get notified. Those are in the works already. You can check out the old versions here as well. These will all be updated, of course, because since then there have been a lot of new god releases and a lot of things have changed. So I made a poll and you guys said you want to see a new version. I tried to do things a little bit differently with this one because one complaint with the last series was that often I was talking a little bit too much about the meta and not about what the god pick itself says about the person behind it. So I hope you enjoy it the way it is now and let me know in the comments what you think about it. The next video of the series should be coming relatively soon because I have a lot of footage for the warriors already. The others might still take a little bit longer because I have to get the footage first. And with that, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope this was entertaining. And other than that, see you for the next one tomorrow. DukeSloth out.